Hi, I'm Rob. It's Gems of War Wednesday and time for another video. This time, it's time for a video for beginners of the game or people on a really low level. If you're an experienced player, this video isn't really for you because this is kind of the team that you may have seen many times before. But it's a really low level team which is really good and capable of taking out much better teams than what you would think initially. It requires no legendary troops, no mythic troops, none of the traits matter on any of the troops. And it's just really good, and I'll show how it works. It's very important your hero is a yellow based weapon. This is because if you pick yellow, it doesn't block any of the colours for the rest of our troops, and we want String Fiddler to be charged as quickly as possible. And if possible, pick a weapon that explodes gems as well, because this helps mana generation of all the other characters. All our other characters are capable of exploding gems too, which charges everybody else up, and this just keeps everyone just constantly looping and getting turn after turn after turn. Again, the traits don't matter, just pick whatever class you want, whichever class. I've picked Thief because I haven't got it onto 100 yet, but it doesn't matter. This team is all about just repeating the spells of these three people one after the other, and this is how it works. String Fiddler silences an enemy. When you silence an enemy, they can't cast a spell or collect mana. That's super powerful, and String Fiddler is in many teams, much more, in some of the highest level teams. You'll see String Fiddler. He's that good. Get him as soon as you can. He's only epic and absolutely superb. If you don't have any of those traits, who cares? It doesn't matter. They're not important. You don't need them. Don't worry about that. Next troop, Nobbin Brothers. Again, gains an extra turn automatically, and you either eliminate a certain amount of attack from all enemies, depends upon your level, or deal a certain amount of damage to all enemies, or explode a certain amount of gems, depends upon your level, but it's all relative to the game. I'm going to play a level 12 Explore here game, who are going to have higher stats than mine, so it makes it relative to what I'm trying to do. Again, the traits, nothing special, it doesn't matter if you don't have them, it literally does not matter. Fizzbang, again, gains an extra turn. All our troops gain an extra turn on the goblin side of things. And she'll explode all green gems, so charge up people, and either give 28 points, in my case, to a random skill to a random ally, and if the ally is a goblin, which we all are, give double the effect. Again, traits, if you got them, good. If you haven't, doesn't matter. So, on with the team and how it works. The key is to get String Fiddler charged as quickly as possible. I'm going to go through this more slowly because, again, this is for beginners, not for experienced players. So we want to get green and purple, which is handy there. Look, we can get that at the same time. And now String Fiddler is ready to go. Now, all the stats on the other team are like really high, so this game will take longer than normal because I'm not going to be taking skull hits. I'm doing this to show the effect of how this team can repeat turns again and again and again, and keep the other team completely silenced, which stops them collecting mana, stops them casting spells, and even reduces their attack to 0 most of the time. Other key thing about this team is our troops cast them in the order of which they appear on the screen, but ignore the hero. We only cast the hero when it's a last resort. Apart from that, if String Fiddler is able to cast, we cast him, like we do now, and cast him on the person with the most mana or nearest ready to cast, which is that one there. He's now silenced. We got an explosion which replenished quite a lot of our mana, and now we can either collect more green or we can explode some green to get some mana back. In this case, because we got no purple available, which is our main boost on colour, I will explode green. We got a reasonable amount back then, didn't fire charge completely, which is rare, so we cast our next troop down. Now we're guaranteed that Fiddler's ready to go again, and we can silence the next troop. In this case, we'll silence this one. He's first place and dangerous, and that's charged Fiddler up automatically because he's the only one that uses his mana colours, which is green and purple. He gets first dibs on those colours and gets charged up immediately and can silence someone else. Explodes again. Got another cast. Now already all the other team are silenced. They can't collect mana or cast spells. That's really handy. Now, the next troop down who we'll cast is Nobbin Brothers, because we can reduce their attack, we can cause damage, we can get mana back. And even though the other troops are available to cast, I would cast String Fiddler again and start from the top and just work your way down again, unless you remember specifically the order of which you silenced them last time. And that's because Silence is a fantastic spell. Silence troops, as we know, cannot collect mana or cast spells, but there is a 10% chance to recover each turn. But by putting that on them again, by re-silencing them, you refresh that 10%. They're back to 10%. So you can keep the team, the opposition team, silenced pretty much constantly. And there, that reduced attack has just come in. Obviously, would be a lower level if you're watching this as an early player. So their attack wouldn't be as high as this anyway, but you can reduce the attack on the opposition to 0 in no time at all. And now we'll just keep casting in order. There's not even anything to think about. What they do is automatically, so we'll start again now from String Fiddler, just to re-silence the first enemy, take a format which is there. And now I can speed things up because it's just re-silencing the enemy in order. Get turn after turn. Now we cast him there. Now Fizzbang because the other ones aren't ready. Now this is where I'd cast the hero, you see, because Fizzbang didn't explode gems then, because that's one of her options in her spell. We'll cast this one and we'll cast it on green because we get an explosion which charges our people, and we're back to having our team charged up again. And you can see how it works. It's really, really easy. There's literally nothing to think about. I'm doing this on autopilot and not having to think about anything that I'm doing. Obviously the game would be over a long time before now because I'm playing this on high level opponents to make it relative to the game, but you know, if you're playing this as an early player of the game, you're not going to be playing people that are on like 180 armor and 180 life and stuff like that. The games will be over pretty quickly with this team. So yeah, you can see how it works. It's very, very straightforward. Remember, if you found this video useful or helpful, to consider liking and subscribing. It really does help. If you see 4 match on skulls like this, always take them. 3 hits are always good. And we're near the end. Very straightforward game, and the enemy didn't come even close to being able to cast a single spell in the whole game. And none of these troops are above epic, and you don't need any of the traits. And there it is. There's a video. Thanks for watching. Catch you again next time. Remember to check back every Wednesday for a new Gems of War video. Bye for now.